So hello everybody, my name is Dave Foley and I'm with Hasmark Publishing International. I'm here with Judy O'Byrne, my co-host today, and we're in conversation with Roberto Delanese. And Roberto has just written a new book, and we're going to be talking about that today. It's called the Delanese Method. And Roberto, maybe you can give us an idea of what that book is all about, what the Delanese Method is, and what it means.
I normally say that the Delanese method is how we achieve something that nowadays is rare, that is to live your dream life. It's basically a tool for you to reach your dreams and your goals, and to deliver results because it works in two fronts. It combines some exercises and practice to help you strengthen your belief system, and then is going to help you to properly define and achieve your goals. An advantage of doing this is that by strengthening your belief system, you become prepared to overcome obstacles. That is the main problem for people to reach the goals. I don't know if it gives some idea.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Exactly. Well, that leads us right into what inspired you to write it, and who did you write it for?
When I look back in my life, I can say that helping people to reach their goals in life has always been my passion. I always, every place that I have been, I try to inspire, motivate people to do the best they can, to be the best they can. And the book is a way that I found that can help a much larger number of people to benefit from the method. So when I started writing the book, I remember the groups of people that I mentor or that I help in the past. And I can say that normally you're going to find a group of people that are going to focus in improving their life, and they are not happy where they are. So they are not happy, they feel stuck, they don't even know where to start. You have some other group of people that they have a good life, so they are enjoying life, but they have some specific areas that they need to improve. Sometimes relationships, sometimes career, or they want to buy a bigger house, but something specific. Exactly. And there is also a third group that we consider is the people that are doing very well. So they are very successful, but because they are successful, they know that you can always do a little better, that you can balance your life, you can reach what I call living a life of abundance. So when I wrote the book, I tried to make sure that those three groups could benefit from the book. Wow.
And that sounds like it pretty much encapsulates like everybody.
Yeah.
That's the idea. That's the idea.
Pretty much.
I travel a lot in the past, so I went in different countries, different type of people, but you can see that at the end of the day, okay, those three groups, they are there. So everywhere you go, they are there. So.
Yeah, and you just touched on your past. And actually, we talked a long time ago about your past. You have an amazing backstory to the book and where you were and to where you are today. And I'd love to hear that story. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that now.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I come from Brazil. So I come from a very poor family in a very small town, all Italian immigrants that went to Brazil. And in the 60s, in the 70s, the highest aspiration you could have in the town, especially if you was a boy, was to become a mechanic in the local railroad. So that was the bright future you could have. And I ended up having a different dream. So my dream was to become an engineer. It was more like a joke than a dream. So the whole family would just make a joke about that. Yeah. You knew how to write your name, that was enough, right? But I don't know, I kept having this in my head and I kept focusing and I studied and I did all I could at that time. And I ended up getting into the best engineering school in Brazil. And I entered in the school and being there, I achieved like what was considered at the time an impossible dream for someone from that, for come from, right?
Yeah.
But once you get there, then you start realizing that, wow, there is something else besides that. So my dream was to go to a bigger company, then to go to a multinational company, then probably visit another country and end up coming to US. Come to US, you want to leave the United States. And in the 80s, you're from Brazil, to get a visa to stay in US was another impossibility. Okay? So I had a lot of big goals that I had in my life, and I was achieving them. and everything was going great. But I didn't realize at that time, but I was focusing normally in one area of my life. I knew about my career, myself, and I knew how I could get things done. But I never balanced my whole life. So I was leaving my relationships to go. My health was out there. And little by little, those things start catching up with you. I was great in one area and falling apart in the others. So that was the time that I decided to stop and look and say, how come I can do well in an area and horrible in the others? Okay, why can't I do well in all of them? And that's when I got the way that I was achieving what I did, then start refining them so I could apply in all the different areas of my life. And my life then changed like from night to day. And I got a much better job. I formed great relationships. Everything that in all areas of my life, I started having a great time. And I ended up being where I am today, that I feel that I achieved all the big goals that I had.
Right.
I am happy, I'm in peace, and I live well. And now I go for another goal. So my goal now, what is it, is to help others to do the same. So that's,
and it's so interesting that you lived that story, that you created your method from your own, lack. So you had really good success on one hand, and you were lacking in other areas. I think that's brilliant, and I think that's why it applies to just about everybody. Very few people are that even balanced.
Yeah, I was thinking balanced. Yes.
That's why in the book you see that in the beginning of the book, I got a few chapters and I did a summary for my life that is really for people to make sure that I am a person like they are. They are in the same place that they have been. So I have dreams, I have the pitfalls, I have my disasters, and I basically document what did I do to succeed in all those different areas. Yeah. And I have applied this to many people in my life in the last 10, 20, 30 years, okay? And everyone that follow it achieve their goals, achieve their dreams. So I do have interesting group of people that have benefit from this method.
No doubt, because I agree with you. I think most of us have a tendency to take care of an area of life. In fact, in some ways, we're taught. Like we're taught the mindset, for instance. Mm-hmm. But you forgot about that the mindset is about putting the thoughts in your head to reach your goal. But you forget what you're leaving behind is the other elements of your life. So I love that your book, your method is very rounded. It's very balanced.
Yes, and like you said, when you are growing up, you get information, you get ideas from different people, and you get sometimes a lot of negative information too. People make a joke with you, and if you respect that person, then you believe that, yes, I'm dumb, yes, I cannot do, yes, I'm not bright enough, okay? So when we say that in the book, we try to improve, to strengthen your belief system, that's what you're trying to do, is to change those negative images that you have, replace them for something positive. So that you can achieve what you want to achieve, okay? Don't get held back by old, obsolete messages that are there, right?
Yeah, by paradigms. So that brings us to, you actually do give the reader some homework to do in your book, correct? So that also helps them to get into the right mindset to help themselves.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, I at the end of each chapter, there is a little exercise. It's not a lot of homework. It's not something that's going to take you for days or hours to do it. Something can be very simple, but it's important to do it because as you go from chapter to chapter, we build in that exercise. You take the results from the previous chapter and you build up. And when you get to the end, you do have a clear description of what you really want as your dream. You have a plan to achieve. You have improve your mindset so you're ready to overcome the obstacles that I know you're going to encounter, and you have a roadmap for your journey. So it is very important that you do the exercise. I think the heart of the book is in the exercise.
I agree that you're applying what you're learning. That absolutely makes sense. Otherwise, it's sort of, if I don't do something, if I don't take that action right away once I've learned something, I tend to forget it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So when you're teaching someone, it's about taking action. I think that's very important.
Yeah, it's always also is a way for you to customize the method for yourself.
Yeah.
So you're
Make it
customizing
your
the
own.
thing for what you need, for who you are, for the
Yes.
strength that you have, and what you want to achieve.
I'm glad you said that. Yes, I agree with that.
Yep.
Now, I
Very much.
happen to know that your book has a really nifty, cool new technology in it, and I want to talk about that a little bit. It's called augmented reality, and it's a situation where your book, for the reader who's reading your book, the book comes alive. I don't want to give too much away about it, but it's fairly. I mean, the augmented reality part has been around for a while, but the way you're using it in your book is really, really cool, and it's a really good way to learn or experience more from your book than just the book that you have in your hand. Do you have any
Yes.
comments about that? Are you excited about the augmented reality?
Oh yes, I'm very excited with the technology. It is a great technology. It basically allows me to talk to each individual reader, and I can use this to motivate and to inspire them as they go in their journey. And it's funny because when people read my manuscript, many people made the comment that my book is almost carrying the mentor on your side all the time. You know, you don't
Ooh,
only carry the
like
mentor,
that.
but you're going to have the mentor with you because you can hear me. You're going to
Yeah.
listen to me.
Yes.
So those moments that
Yeah.
you feel bad, that you feel stuck, you can always listen to that. And I will try to give that little push. Okay. So it is an amazing tool.
Yeah.
And I do thank you guys in Hasmark to make it available to us because it is really very, very neat.
It's pretty
That's
cool.
cool. It
Yes.
is. I love that you're going on the journey with them. That's what I like. It's more than just the words on the pages. You're
Yes.
coming to life in your book, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up, I'd love for you to sum up your book in one sentence. What would you like to tell the readers?
One sentence. I can give a very short sentence and basically say the book is a GPS, period.
I
Doesn't
love it.
Oh,
I love it. It gives you the
I do
directions.
If I
too.
think about, I say when you get your telephone, you get to GPS, you tell
Yeah.
the GPS where you are, where you want to be, it basically takes you from here, takes you there. So the Delanese method is going to guide you to go from your current life to your dream life.
That's really smart. Yes.
So it's the same purpose as the GPS. So you can sell as a book and as a device, you see? So
Yeah.
Wow.
I like it.
Fantastic
That's a
message.
great answer.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, for everybody who's watching, can you tell us how we can learn more about you, where we can find your book?
yes, I have now a website, so it's robertodelanese.com. And I am also now in Facebook. In the past, you couldn't find me there, so now you find me
Yay.
in Facebook as
Yes.
Roberto Delanese. You can always find me in Instagram and in LinkedIn. And I will start from now on being more active and posting more information. In the website, you have information about me, about the book, and you have like a lot of endorsements, people that have
Yes.
used the method on the past. And so they gave some endorsements to the method and to the author. Okay? And also you're going to have a contact information. So if you have anything that you need or question that you have, you can always email directly to me and I will reply to you. Okay?
Excellent. And when is your book releasing?
And the book's releasing March 9th. So March 9th,
Perfect.
it's going to be in Amazon's, and we hope that everybody listening is going to buy for them and for a couple of friends, right?
It sounds like a good investment.
Exactly. It does.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much for joining us today and speaking with us about your book. We look forward to seeing it on the shelf.
Oh, thank you very
Alrighty.
much, both of you, for taking the time to talk to me. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Roberto.
Thank you.
Okay, bye now.
And thank you all the
Bye.
viewers. Thank you.